Hey guys, welcome back, and well, we kind of have a little bit of an update on the Witcher situation with the swapping of Henry Cavill for Liam Neeson, my god, Liam Hemsworth, the less popular Hemsworth brother, and what's going to happen in Season 3, that they're actually splitting into two parts to try to milk as much, view time possible out of it. So it's really funny with this whole thing going on with him supposedly with Henry Cavill being a misogynist and him just being this terrible person. There's a lot of backstory I think that kind of got missed. I'd heard rumors about this, but somehow I missed this article back from February of this year, where it basically came out that both the actress that played Yennefer and Henry Cavill had kind of mutually agreed that following the character's arc of any of their character arcs with the book, that they probably should be more of a emotional connection and less of an actual physical romance on scene, which of course I think makes total sense because there was a lot of subtext and depth. There was a lot of below the surface emotional connection between the two characters they could have expounded on without it just being like hot and heavy sex scenes, right? Which there was plenty of that in the first season, in my opinion. But this kind of feeds into where the recent comments from, I believe her name is Anya Chalotra, I can't remember how to pronounce her last name, where she actually has come out recently, and I'm not going to say defended Henry Cavill, but she definitely, if there was any bad blood there, you would think she wouldn't say this kind of thing. So, in regards to him leaving the show, she said all we knew were the feelings that we have when any season comes to an end. It's full of pride and love and accomplishment for what we've done. So we stayed in that moment rather than anything else. The news was, yeah, it's hard to take because he's a crucial part of the show and we all adore him. So we're going to miss him a lot. I wish him all the best. And I remember the actress that plays Ciri had expressed similar things, not about missing him, because at this point, in season 2, he hadn't announced his departure yet, but something along the lines of, she really looked up to Henry Cavill and he was kind of a father figure on the set and how he was so professional and kind to her, right? So the main female characters that interacted with him the most time in the show had nothing but good things to say about him. And then, of course, you've got Joey Beatty, who plays Yaskier. He came out and said, Henry and I are very, very good pals, and he has been the stalwart of the show, the gravity of the show, and the driving force of the show for 4 years now. And we get on very well. He's always the first to have a laugh in the corner, so I'm going to, on a personal level, miss him. I mean, that's not a surprise, but again, on the claims that Henry Cavill's a misogynist, of course this guy would probably like him because, hey, they're probably both misogynists, right? I don't know. I'm just saying, based on how people would view his character, his personality on the set. So now we have a not even main character on the show. I had to look her up. Messia Simpson, claiming that Henry Cavill's exit won't affect the show that much. Now, I honestly could not remember who this woman was. She plays an elf on the show. And her comments are kind of asinine, but let's go ahead and cover it. Witcher star Messia Simpson admits it's sad that Henry Cavill will no longer play the leading role in the fantasy drama series, but remains optimistic about the show's future, claiming his departure won't hurt its progress. Speaking on a podcast, she said, I was very shocked when I found out because we've done 3 seasons with him. Obviously, it's sad because it's the end of an era, but that's okay, and I think what comes next, there's going to be more exciting things that are going to happen. I think the show is still going to be great, and I feel like we're grateful that we had the time that we did when we had him. This coming from an actress who never once on the show, as far as I recall, she may have interacted with him in one scene in the first season, one of the first few episodes, if I'm remembering correctly. But season 2 was unanimously disliked by most people. I actually kind of liked it at first, and then the more I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, season 2 kind of sucked. Season 3 is on track to be worse than season 2. And moving forward, how are you going to replace Henry Cavill with, the bargain basement, version of him with Liam Hemsworth? It doesn't make any sense. And of course, we've had the Blood Origins show that came out that was massively, horribly reviewed, and people thought it was terrible. And of course, it was more fanfic. It had nothing to do with The Witcher's actual origin. And so another article I just saw today, which is just fantastic. Yes, what many thought about The Witcher's Yaskir is true. And of course, now they have decided to do some queer baiting, because, they need that for season 3, by making the character who's kind of the womanizing musician, the bard, the singer, the very flamboyant, but not He's heterosexual, okay? There's no question the character is hetero. Apparently, he is now bisexual. So the question of whether or not he falls in love in the 3rd season, apparently that's a yes. But here we go. First, we must once again bring up that old audition for Prince Radovid of Redania, who in the series isn't King Vizimir's son, but his younger and more clever brother. In that audition, Radovid is flirting with Yaskir, leaving the bard feeling awkward. He even makes a suggestive comment about Yaskir, showing him how he plays his, quote, instrument. This is just fantastic. So Joey Beatty went on to say that Yaskir is having his hot girl summer in Season 3. It's been really rewarding to see his love life told in a very visual way. We ensure that these romances are told truthfully and sensitively and carefully without resorting to stereotypes. Now, what I don't understand... Well, hang on, let's finish the quote. Hopefully we've created something that is special, a sapio-romantic and sapiosexual connection that is as flawed as any other relationship in this show. What I don't understand is they're either going to make him bi, which is not part of his character, either in the books or the games, not something that ever happened, or they're going to just say it, allude to it, and then not fulfill it, which just makes them hypocrites, because all they're trying to do is get those audience, the audience that wouldn't normally watch the show, interested in the show. Either way, I love the fact that somebody who's a known... She's a... Messia Simpson is a... literally like a next top model contestant that has dabbled in acting. She's a nobody. I literally had to look her up. I had no idea who she was. I couldn't remember what character she was playing. She's a nobody. And for her to make the claim that his departure isn't going to affect the show, I mean, this is just these people trying to do as much damage control as possible. The 3rd season is going to be a disaster. They're not going to make it past the 4th season if they even bother filming it. Because remember, we have a writer's strike right now, so what a convenient time to say, you know what? Let's just scrap this entire thing and we'll say, well, with the writer's strike, we couldn't continue. Let me know what you guys think down below. Are they going to continue? Do you think it's going to be worth watching? I'm not planning on watching Season 3. I don't pay for Netflix, and I don't really feel like finding another way to watch it. I just don't care that much. But let me know down below, and thanks for watching.